Grand Rising. I'm going to get into some information right now from the Nag Hammadi. You know, the Bible only talks about books from 4 of the apostles: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. But there was another 8 that were excluded by the church, by the Catholic Church. And all the other churches have just gone right along with the Catholic Church. And hence why you're having a lot of the same problems and issues, because they follow their daddy. They follow their mama, and their mama is the Catholic Church, the Church of Satan. Now, the Church of Satan has been covering up their activities that their priests have been engaged with children. Now, all of a sudden, you start to hear about the churches of the Archbishop of the Church of England is now in hot water for exactly the same things that the Catholic Church, has been doing. I've been seeing on my timeline talking about how they want the Archbishop to resign because the church has lost all credibility because one of these higher ups, these bishops or whatever else, was in charge of the summer camps of the churches since the 70s. There's allegations of him having inappropriate relations with children. And since the 70s, all the higher ups have been covering up these actions. And I think this guy just died in 2018 without facing any justice whatsoever. Same thing that the Catholic diocese here in in Los Angeles just got caught and having to pay $880 million, but no one's been brought to justice. Now, see, you think it's a coincidence that a week before Pluto gets ready to move into Aquarius, all of a sudden this news story is just all out in the open. It's just busting, all these people. And it's like, so what do you guys think? This just, saying I quit means that's it? See, that's the extent of your sorry. Well, I'll resign and then everything will be okay. See, that's how you guys work. See, if other people get caught breaking laws, they have to actually pay for things. But you seem to think that it would just be enough if, the Archbishop resigns and then the people who have been covering things up just resign. See, that's not how you're going to be getting out of what's coming to you. Now, a sister was making a comment talking about this certain other woman, who loves to talk about how, Mexicans aren't our people, and that the people on the corner love to just, say that those are our people because the men want to sleep with these Latinos, or Latinas, I mean. And it's just funny because, look, there's a lot more going on to this than meets the eye. There is a whole spiritual aspect of what is going on. But see, people seem to think that they have all the answers when they predominantly listen to only 80 books, 66 books. Newsflash, most of the Negroes that you see aren't our people either. Most of the Negroes you see have not been awakened for a reason. You cannot tell who's to see. It's going to be small groups of people in every group that the Most High is going to awaken to this truth. And I see plenty of people who say they're in the truth, and they're both so-called Negroes, but the Most High has not enlightened them to more knowledge and understanding. Well, why is that? Because I'm assuming that if you got a Negro mother and a man and husband and a Negro wife, all of a sudden they must be the power couple, and they must be the one that's going to get everything downloaded to them because they're both so-called Negroes. But see, apparently the Most High has more to it than just that. But people seem to think that they know everything when they've only have certain amount of knowledge. The whole mixing of the seeds was things that was actually ordained in the spirit world. And we'll get into that here in the Nag Hammadi. See, this same couple was, coming against when I was talking about how these lands over here are our is our lands here in the Americas. And they were like, well, Egypt is our anchor. And everything revolves around Egypt over there. Now, see, the Most High, I guess, apparently hasn't enlightened them to the fact that the Americas over here, they were like saying that, oh, yeah, there was black people here, but they're all Hamites. See, be very, very careful when you pick and choose things you want to talk about or bring out that these people say, because they might say certain things that sound really good, but then other things the Most High leaves them behind. It's very evident that our people were already here in the Americas. But see, people have an agenda to keep pushing Africa, Africa, Africa. Who was the one that was pushing Africa the whole time? The Catholic Church. Why is that? So that they could say that we were foreigners. So therefore, that was justification for us being 1502 and being labeled as chattel slavery. But see, many people don't want our inheritance, and you're going to see that shortly. They still, just because they tell you some truths, they still lead you down that dark path of we're all from Africa. We're all Hamites. We're all we all come from the land over there. And none of us were over here. So you can't be picking and choosing, when you want to say certain things. Like, that's the whole, all Israelites are black. Well, the whole point was the Most High had wheats and tares in all groups. So if you think you seem to understand or you think you seem to know who everyone is just by the color of their skin, you're sadly mistaken. But you're welcome to believe whatever you want. Those who also believe, like I said, that we all come from Africa. They all believe that Egypt is the lands that are over there, right? But I've been showing you plenty of receipts that Central America, our people were there. They were the ones that switched everything because supposedly when the Europeans got here, they killed off all the Native Americans. But then lo and behold, all of a sudden, they came up with a whole brand new class of Native Americans. They just did that in order to disconnect us from our lands. And there's plenty of people who look just like us that are doing exactly the same. How can you bring out so much proof that we were already over here and you just dismiss all of it? You do that because you have an agenda. You got to understand, there's plenty of people that look just like us that have an agenda. If that couple, who were supposedly both Negroes and supposedly they're the only ones that have this knowledge and understanding, why isn't her husband bringing out all these other books? Why isn't her husband out here bringing out all this knowledge and understanding? Why hasn't he been bringing out information about vassals? Why hasn't he been bringing information about the Pacific slave trade? Why hasn't he been given the breakdown about Revelation 6 and 8 referring to the fourth part here in America? So see, like I said, be very careful when you want to talk about certain things about what's going on and what people are really thinking and why they want to sleep with this person or that person. It's funny how people always want to be in other people's bedrooms all the time. See, if it was that simple, then I've seen plenty of couples, both of them Negro, but still stuck in the 66 books or the 80 books. Why is that? Because the Most High is the one who elevates and leaves people behind. So just make sure you look at those people and you look at all the things that they're bringing out. All the information that they're bringing out. And are you elevating when you listen to certain people? Or are you staying stagnant when you listen to certain people? The Most High said that we were going to be mixed, okay? There's going to be a mix, okay, of people. There's going to be because Israelites are going to be in all different groups. And not only that, you don't even know who the Most High has as far as the Gentiles that are going to awaken. There were Gentiles that were also down with us as well, who are going to be awakened at this time. So let's take a look at the Nag Hammadi right now. So let's jump in here. The Nag Hammadi scriptures. A Hebrew makes a Hebrew, and such a person is called a convert. A convert does not make a convert. Some people are as they are and make others like them, while others simply are. Inheriting the living and the dead. This is the Gospel of Phillip. A slave seeks only to be free and does not seek the master's estate. And we got a lot of people who love to be slaves. They are not seeking after the master's estate. The master's estate is not just 80 books. The master's estate is not just 66 books. Those are what slaves, inherit. They inherit the doctrine of men. They do not search for what is hidden. The Most High said that he, hides a matter. And it's up to the kings to search a matter out. Now, when I see a lot of people acting as if do you think, many people seem to think that their skin color is going to be their ticket in or their ticket to the top. And that's not the case. Ham is dark as well. Ham has a lot of melanin as well. Does that mean Ham's in because he's dark? So the vast majority of the world had dark skin before. That didn't mean that they came under the covenant. Abraham had many children with 2 wives. Didn't mean that all of them got the blessing. So again, this whole thing about the skin color, I said, you need to look at the spirit. And it's just showing you right here. A slave seeks only to be free and does not seek the master's estate. So make sure that you are seeking the master's estate. Were we limited to 80 books before 1492? Were we limited to not looking at the stars before 1492? Were we limited to not look at astrology before 1492? See, the Europeans came in here, and they're the ones that limited you and made you a slave, not the Most High. So for a child, it is not enough to be a child. Again, for a child, it is not enough to be a child. But a child claims the father's inheritance. So that is how you look at someone. Are you claiming the father's inheritance? Or are you just seeming to think you have pretty much everything all broken down because you read predominantly 80 books? Now you got to understand, some people will come out and they'll read a little bit from Enoch. They'll read a little bit of this book, a little bit of that book, but eventually they always revert back to pretty much only the 80 or 66 books. I've seen plenty of people who say they're in the truth, camps, whatever else, they're in their little groups or whatever else, and they'll read a little bit from these other books, but then they always revert back to the Bible. And they revert back to, Left Behind. They revert back to, you can tell real quick, the Antichrist is coming in the future. You can tell because they're always going to revert back. You'll hear people say, things are just going crazy, they're going horrible right now. Man, there's got to be other things going on. And you start bringing things down to them. And they're like, that makes a lot of sense. But then within like a week, they revert right back to Christianity, Constantine Christianity, because the truth is not in them. So again, for a child, it is not enough to be a child. But a child claims the father's inheritance. That's why we weren't happy or content with just sticking with 80 books. We knew there was something more than what the camps and what these other people, these couples and groups or whatever else were teaching. There's a lot more to this than just skin color. You see what I'm saying? Like, we don't know who's who. Some people that are awakened right now are awakened because, the Most High awakened them to be a Gentile who awakens to this truth and cleaves to the Israelites. So are we going to just say, you don't look like me, so therefore, get the hell up out of here? You're not in any position to dictate who comes and who goes. And when you act like that, you are writing checks that you ain't going to be able to cash later. Just understand that most people, you don't have that kind of responsibility. That is way above your pay grade. So heirs to the dead are dead, and what they inherit is dead. So see, no one can come into this truth. It doesn't matter what they look like. Their actions are going to let you know. Because right here, heirs to the dead are dead. and what they inherit is dead. The vast majority of Negroes that look just like us at this point, who have not been awakened, they are heirs to the dead. Just like we talked about in First Maccabees, how they said, let us go to the Gentiles and make a covenant with them. And when they did that, they walked away from the Most High's covenant. So therefore, most of the people that we are walking around that even look like us are dead. They do not have heirs. They might come back and the Most High gives them an opportunity to see this truth in the future. But at this point, that they're not with us right now. So heirs to the dead are dead, and what they inherit is dead. They're going to inherit what the church gives them. Because the church, the Catholic Church, this English church is dead. Heirs to the living are alive, and they inherit both the living and the dead. We are going to inherit the living and the dead. We will inherit both, because it says that this world was made for many. This world was made for these zombies, the dead. But the world to come is made for few. The few that are going to be awakened here at the end, and you should easily be able to see who they are. They're the ones that are going to inherit the living and the dead. There are some that are living halfway in between. Some that are, the vast majority of them are zombies and they are dead. Okay? So the dead inherit nothing. For how could a dead person inherit? So the ones that are still stuck following Gentile breakdowns, they are dead and they will inherit nothing. Ones following the church will inherit nothing. But see, many people here love to think that they have all the answers. Remember that with the camps. We have 100% truth. We know everything. We get all the breakdowns. But I have not seen any of them break down 2 Esdras 14, 43 and on, about the other books. I have not heard them break down Revelation 8, talking about the fourth part. Revelation 6 and 8, my bad. Just like the breakdown I gave about Jeremiah 16. Talking about how that's what the Gentiles were saying when they got here. None of them had broken those down. All they want to run back to is Egypt is my anchor and everything is over there. When we don't even know about all of the structures that are here on this part of the world. They just found a whole city with 6,000 structures on it, hidden in the jungles in the Yucatan. So how do you think that for sure the Egypt that they're telling you about over there is the Egypt of the Bible? Remember, Ish was looking in Ethiopia to find, they were trying to choose where they were going to have their holy land. And they went with where they're at now, but they were also looking in Africa, in Ethiopia, for a land there. So, see, many people still want to hold on to Gentile lies. Supposedly you're in the truth. Supposedly you're able to make your own decisions, but you're still holding on to Gentile lies. So the dead inherit nothing. For how could a dead person inherit? If a dead person inherits the living will not die. And that was us. The dead people, these other nations, did inherit us for a time. Right? When we were going through, especially 1619, 2019. If a dead person inherits the living will not die. And the dead will come to life. We were dead, but we come to life. We were dead while we were finishing up, serving our punishment, especially these last 400 plus years. But we have now come to life. Coming to life does not mean continuing with following dead man's doctrines. Dead man's breakdowns. If they're telling you that Egypt is over there, I would look somewhere else because they lie about everything. If they're telling you that those are the people and those are the lands over there, that would be a lie because they lie about everything. If they're telling you about a rapture, that they're going to get raptured up as a church, that is a lie because they lie about everything. They tell you there's only 66 books and that the other 8 apostles didn't write anything. That is a lie. Because they have manipulated the scriptures, just like they said that, there's no such thing as justice in the New Testament. The word justice they took out because they lie about everything. Because justice would mean that the dead are going to have to pay for what they've done to the Most High's chosen people. Now look at the bottom. Jesus, Gentiles, and Christians. A Gentile does not die, never having been alive so as to die. One who has believed in truth is alive. But this person is at risk of dying just by being alive. See, it's not enough just to say, oh, I'm a Hebrew. It's not enough just to say, oh, I'm an Israelite. It's not just enough to say, oh, look, I'm a Negro, I'm good. Oh, it's only to say, oh, look, hey, we both have to be Negroes in order to get this truth. See, that is not enough. But see, that's what people want to believe. They want to believe that it's just enough to say, I have a lot of melanin in my skin, so therefore I'm good. This lets you know that there's more to this than that. So it says that right there. A Gentile does not die, never having been alive so as to die. One who has believed in this truth is alive. But this person is at risk of dying just by being alive. You are at risk thinking that just because you're a so-called Negro that you're good, and you know that you're an Israelite, that you're good. Because there's more to this than that. Then why would the Most High say he goes out, he hides a matter? If it was enough just for you to be black, then why would he hide information? Oh, you figured it out. You're black. You're good now. There's nothing else for you to do. Just love your blackness. He's telling you that there's things that are hidden that you need to go and search for. But if you choose not to search for it, that is on you. That makes you at risk of falling back to sleep. Being content with only 66 or 80 books. When the scriptures tell you there's way more than that. Or grabbing a hold of just one more book and then just basing everything you read or you understand about this whole truth in one more book. So what? You got 81 books? Okay. You got 67 books? Okay. The Most High is infinite. See, I'm bringing out other information I haven't even touched on in a very long time from the Nag Hammadi. Because the Most High has expanded my understanding way more than just 80 books, 66 books, 200 books. There's way more to it than just that. So if people want to say certain things, the Most High just leads me to, hey, son, go get this book, open it back up. I am well equipped to go to wherever you want to go to, whenever you want to go to it, because I have the Holy Spirit and she's going to lead me exactly to where I need to go to. Sister made a comment about this situation earlier. All I had to do, once I said, go get your Nag Hammadi. That's all I did. I just flipped it open, and it flipped open to this part right here. And this is just cutting and shutting everything that was said earlier. I didn't have to go search for it. Most High just said, I just opened the book, and it went right here. And when you have the Holy Spirit, this is what you do. I didn't need to go and spend all day searching. Most High led me to exactly where I needed to go. Holy Spirit led me exactly where I needed to go to just cut their whole doctrine to shreds. So be very careful when you just seem to think that you know everything and that you have all the knowledge and understanding because you're black, or you're a so-called black person, or you're a so-called Negro. And that for sure, no other person in any other group could be an Israelite except for who you say so. You see, it's about your fruits. What kind of fruits do you have? Are you searching for more? Who is connected to you? Who is connected to you? Who is supporting the ones that are bringing out this truth? How are you supporting the people that are bringing out this raw truth? that cannot be gainsaid, who no one can come against. Maybe some of you are called to pray. Maybe some of you are called to help financially. Maybe some of you are called to help in other ways with giving knowledge, understanding, and sharing information. Everyone has their roles. So again, since Christ came, the world has been created. Cities have been beautified, and the dead have been buried. That would be us. When we were Hebrews, we were orphans with only a mother. But when we became Christians, we had a father and a mother. When we became Christians, we had a father and a mother. Not what these people, they call themselves Christians. When the mother and the father came together for the children. Most High's been, our mother's been here with us, just like it talks about in John, how she was going to bring all things back into remembrance. So she was getting us ready for the Father. So we become the true followers of Christ, followers of Yahushua, because we're going to have both a mother and a father. Whoever sows in winter reaps in summer. This is what we've been doing. Sowing in winter. Sowing in the winter. Winter is the world. Summer is the other aeon, an eternal realm. Let's sow in the world to reap in summer. And for this reason, we should not pray in winter. From winter comes summer. If someone reaps in winter, the person will not really reap, but will pull out the young plants, and such do not produce a crop. That person's field is barren, not only now, but also on the Sabbath, also on the time when it's time for us to rest, that seventh day. Christ came to purchase some, to save some, to redeem some. He purchased strangers and made them his own. And he went back, his own, and he brought back his own, whom he had laid down of his own will as a deposit. Not only when he appeared did he lay the soul of his own will as a deposit, but from the beginning of the world he laid down the soul for the proper moment, according to his will. Then he came forth to take it back, since it had been laid down as a deposit. It had fallen into the hands of robbers and had been stolen, but he saved it, and he redeemed the good and the world and the bad. And that's what it is. The Most High, you got to understand, like some people, I don't know why some people seem to have a fetish with just one group, saying that, oh, those Latinos aren't our people, and these black men, they just want to sleep with Latinos, or Latinas, my bad, Latinas. I'm like, last time I checked, all groups, vast majority of every single group on earth hates our guts. The vast majority of every single group hates us. Asians don't like us. East Indians don't like us. Native Americans don't like us. White people, vast majority of them, do not like us. The vast majority of Negroes don't even like the awakened Israelites. So you can say that about every single group. And every single group that has a problem with us is going to have to pay, including our own. I used to think also that, if we followed the chart, we were taught that, we brought up, we realized that chart is off. But it's all off on all levels. It's off on all nationalities, because all nationalities aren't even what they think they are. No one on that chart is who they are, who they think they are. Cubans aren't Cuban. Negroes aren't Negroes. Native Americans aren't Native Americans. No one is. That's all part of the wheat and the tares. That's all that it breaks down to. Wheat and tares. That is it. Look at the bottom. I'm going to show you right now. the names of worldly things are utterly deceptive, for they turn the heart from what is real to what is unreal. So see all these names that you put on people, it just turns right here the heart from what is real to what is unreal. You're concentrating on what you're seeing in this flesh, when that doesn't matter. What matters is the spirit that is in each and every individual, not what nationality they are. So again, the TriStar was off because it's making you concentrate on what's unreal, what you're seeing now. And you're not looking at the spirit of the individual. See, now that we've been awakened, we can easily see who's in this truth. Because, yeah, some people are in kindergarten class still, but some people are in college. Multiple PhDs. Masters. White belts. 8th degree black belts. Some people not even in the dojo. The vast majority of the people. So see, this is why the whole name thing, that they're the ones that put these names on all these different individuals. And like I said, I know that the vast majority of every single group that's on this planet hates our guts. Many of our own people during the times of the Inquisition and even before turned against us. Turned us in. Turned their family members in. So for you to act as if somehow anyone that's just a Negro is all our people, I said that's not the case. Because they made a choice many lifetimes ago to turn their back on the Most High, and turn their back on the covenant, and turn their back on the people. So again, the names of worldly things are utterly deceptive, for they turn the heart from what is real to what is unreal. Whoever hears the word God thinks not of what is real, but rather of what is unreal. So also with the words Father, Son, Holy Spirit, life, light, resurrection, church, and all the rest, people do not think of what is real, but what is unreal. Though the words refer to what is real, the words that are heard belong to this world. All designations of people belong to this world. When you die, Most High is not going to say, all Negroes over here, all Asians over there, all Latinos over here, all East Indians over there. He's not going to be saying that. He's going to have a testimony on every single individual. Just like it talks about in the Apocalypse of Paul. Your good deeds and your bad deeds are going to follow you. What you did for the Most High's chosen people and what you didn't do is going to follow you. The way that you have been deceptive and you've tried to limit them to 80 books, 66 books, thinking that only their color matters, so that they wouldn't go and search for more knowledge because their faith is 100% in their skin color. All of those things are going to follow you in the next realm, in the next aeon. So again, the words that are heard belong to this world. Do not be deceived. If words belong to the eternal realm, they would never be pronounced in this world, nor would they designate worldly things. They would refer to what is in the eternal realm. So people who think they understand everything because they're using these worldly words here, I said, you're fooling yourself. Just so you understand what is going on right here in the spirit realm. The blessed little innocent spirits and the church. Now I come to the main points about immortal humanity. I shall discuss all the beings belonging to immortal humanity and explain how they got here. When a multitude of people had come into being through Adam, who was formed from matter, and the world was filled with the rulers reigned over it. That is, they kept it in ignorance. That's what the rulers have been doing this whole time, keeping the world in ignorance. What is the reason? It is this: the immortal Father knows that deficiency of truth came to be among the aeons and their world. So when he wanted to bring down the rulers of perdition by means of their modeled creatures, he sent the blessed little innocent spirits who are like you down to the world, okay, of perdition. They are not strangers to knowledge. These are the ones that were sent to be a light, the ones that are not strangers to knowledge, the ones that are going to continue to search for the truth. They're not going to be content with 66 books, 80 books, believing that my skin color is my ticket to heaven. My skin color is my ticket to rulership. Saying that, oh, you know, they want to sleep with this person. They don't want to sleep with that person. It's much deeper than that. We have been enslaved. We have not known our laws, statutes, and commandments. So to act like somehow people's actions in the past when they were in ignorance is going to be held against them, I said, is pretty naive. But you're allowed to believe whatever it is you want to believe. So again, they are not strangers to knowledge. All knowledge is in one angel who appears to them. This angel stands before the Father and is not incapable of giving them knowledge. Whenever they appear in the world of perdition, the blessed spirits immediately reveal the pattern of incorruptibility, so as to condemn the rulers of their powers. That is what we do. We condemn the rulers of this matrix. When the blessed spirits appeared in the modeled bodies of the authorities were jealous of them. See, we appear in their bodies. And then the rulers of this aeon here get jealous. Okay? So again, the authorities were jealous of them. Out of envy, the authorities mixed their semen with them in order to defile them, but they were not able. So they've been trying to defile these bodies, defile our bodies by mixing their semen, right? Mixing their semen right there with them in order to defile them. But they were not able. So just because you see someone who looks like they're mixed and whatever else, and you want to act as if somehow they're defiled, they're not really an Israelite because look, they come from, oh look, the dad might be Negro, but the mom is not Negro, she's Latino, or she's this or she's that. Oh, they're defiled. That's the Most High is not dealing with them. Oh, really? Oh, that's funny because this is telling you otherwise. This was when they came out with the whole womb law and how all of these white men were raping our black women and making tears. And I had another lady trying to say the same thing. Oh, they both got to be black. Well, this is telling you that even if these people were being defiled, they still, what is it right here? Out of envy, the authorities mixed their semen with them in order to defile them. But they were not able. Yes, they mixed their semen with our women. And they were not able to defile the called out ones. So you seem to think that it had to be Negro, and that's the only way that you're going to get the truth. These books right here let you know that that's not the case. Why do you think they're keeping that stuff out? Because they want you to believe that, oh, look, all these white men were having sex with your women, so therefore all these mixed people, none of them are your people. The ones that the Most High says that he put the Spirit in, they're our people. Some of these people aren't going to look just like us. But they want you to believe that all of them have to look like a Negro, 100%, or they're not the people. So again, be very careful who you're talking about and who you're bringing information, trying to bring information against. I said because, like I said, I did not even. This Nag Hammadi is a huge book. Most High opened it to this part because he wanted this brought out tonight. So again, very important. When the blessed spirits appeared in the modeled bodies of the authorities were jealous of them. Out of envy, the authorities mixed their semen with them in order to defile them, but they were not able. That is why loom law. They had loom law. They were raping our women. They were forcing them, right? They were pretty much sleeping with all of our women, impregnating them. That's why in 1776 there were so many people that were already of mixed race, because that's what they were doing. And then our men did not have women, because most of our women were enslaved. Many of our women were enslaved. That's why they went with Native American women, in order to, so their children could be born free. But if you're listening to certain people, they'll say, oh, they're not Israelites, so the Most High can't deal with them. Well, this is letting you know that just because they were having relations with Native American women does not mean that those children were defiled and not able to have the Spirit. So I want you to make sure you understand that right there. Out of envy, the authorities mixed their semen with them in order to defile them, but they were not able. When the blessed spirits appeared in an enlightened form, they appeared in different ways. Oh, they appeared in what? Different ways. Also would be in different bodies that looked a little different than what you might think. Just like how Noah came in a different body, who looked totally different than all the other, people of his group. So again, when the blessed spirits appeared in an enlightened form, they appeared in different ways. They came from different realms and revealed their knowledge to the church, that appeared in the modeled bodies of perdition. The church was found to have all kinds of seed, because of the seed of the authorities mixed with it. So the church, what? What did it say? The church was found to have all kinds of seed, because of the seed of the authorities mixed with it. So the church is not always going to look exactly the same. Then the Savior made all of them one. The spirits of these people proved to be superior, being blessed, but varying in election. And that's what you're seeing right now. People are varying in election. Some people teach kinder. Some people teach 5th grade. Some people teach high school. Some people teach college. Different election. There are many others who are kingless and superior to everyone before them. So there are 4 generations. 3 generations belong to the kings of the 8th heaven, and the 4th generation, which is the most exalted, is kingless and perfect. These people will enter the holy place of their Father, and they will reside in rest and eternal, ineffable glory and ceaseless joy. They already are kings. They are the immortal within the mortal. The immortal within the mortal. And they will condemn the gods of chaos and their powers. That is what you are seeing now. Different groups, immortal within the mortal. Some people you're going to be able to tell by what they bring out, where they came from. Everyone goes back to where they came from. So this is what the Most High put on my heart to bring to you guys this evening. I pray that it opens your eyes to not look at just what we see here in this realm and think that this is eternal, because it is not. I'm not thinking that anyone here has all the answers, because we don't. People who have stopped searching for the truth, they have stopped chasing after the Most High. They're content with wherever they are at. And if that's where the Most High has left them, then that's where the Most High has left them. But they need to be very careful when they start talking about other people, talking about certain things, but they don't have the knowledge to even know or understand. None of us have all of the answers. None of us have 100% truth. All praise is Most High Yahweh. Acknowledgement to Earthly Mother. Who is wisdom? Who is the Holy Spirit? Egnaj, Yahweh Shalom.